What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another transfer video. Hope you're all keeping safe and well today. Don't forget, before we get into this video, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and leave your comments in and let me know what you think about the subjects that we've spoken about today. So, the headline news today, there's stories circulating today of this report of a swap deal between Granit Xhaka and Christian Eriksen. Now, Christian Eriksen, former Tottenham player, of course, who now plays for Inter Milan, and Antonio Conte is not happy with him. He's only completed 90 minutes twice since going there, so clearly Conte is not a huge fan of him. Conte apparently is looking for a more defensive-minded midfielder in the January window, and he's looking at Granit Xhaka. It's believed he did want N'Golo Kante, but Chelsea are not looking to sell him, and he thinks that Granit Xhaka could be an alternative. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Big up everyone who's live in the comments now. I'd rather us get relegated. Oh, my days. Do the swap ASAP. I mean, what I think people have to understand is we signed Sol Campbell from Tottenham. I don't think people are very quick to get over that, man. If you take somebody from Tottenham or ex-Tottenham and he does the business, who will care? We'll actually use that to throw at them. You know, when Sol Campbell joined, he'd actually captained Tottenham, and he came and look, he ended up captaining us. We won all sorts. What I will say, I'm not sure Eriksen is the answer for us right now. I do think Christian Eriksen is better than Granit Xhaka. I think we can all understand that's for certain. But is Christian Eriksen the answer? He's 28 now. Hasn't really been on it for the last year or so. I think I'd rather go for like Szoboszlai or someone. I think we'd be better off selling Xhaka and buying the replacement rather than swapping for Eriksen. But what do you guys think? The Tottenham thing doesn't bother me, to be honest. You know, if someone said you could get Heung-min Son from Tottenham, would I care that he came from Tottenham? No, I'd sign him in a heartbeat. You know, so that doesn't bother me too much. And I can understand why Inter Milan want to get this done, because I've always said Granit Xhaka is not a bad footballer. He's a pretty average footballer in the Premier League. I think in a slower league like the German league, like Italy, for example, the Italian league is a lot slower. I think Xhaka would look steady in that league. I do think he would do all right. But then at the same time, Christian Eriksen is a good player. And the club might be looking at it and thinking, do you know what? We're struggling to get an Aouar. We're struggling to get a Szoboszlai. So maybe we get rid of Xhaka, a player who's not actively in the team at the moment, and we get a Christian Eriksen out of it. And let's be honest, Christian Eriksen is a quality player. It's if we can get him back to that level that he was at previously. I would take Eriksen in a heartbeat. People say Eriksen lost it, but Xhaka never had it. Good point, man. I'm not sure Xhaka ever had it, man. Please swap Xhaka. I think we can all agree Xhaka is not the man at Arsenal, man. Big up my man Curtis. Yes, Felix. Hope you're well, bro. Eriksen is washed, but still better than Xhaka. Totally agree with that. Big up 1-1. He said Eriksen didn't play for a good year at Spurs. Now hasn't played since he went to Inter. He's still better than Xhaka, but Xhaka would raise 25 million. I'd rather sell Xhaka and add the money on top than buy someone else. Agreed, bro. I think, look, for me, I'd be looking Szoboszlai, Aouar, somebody along those lines. But we know Arsenal, they love a shortcut. They love saving money. This would stop them having to spend money in the window and just swapping a player that it doesn't look like they're really playing at the moment anyway. So I could see Arsenal being interested in it. Yeah, very good point, Curtis. Eriksen has quality. Definitely has quality. I remember Eriksen being 88 rated on FIFA. I remember them days, man. Packed him a few times, actually. I don't know what rated he is now. Why is he 86? We are a sinking ship. I don't want Tottenham's leftovers. He was poor at Tottenham and slow. He's past his time. Don't let Arsenal be a retirement home to Tottenham too. Fair enough. Ozil for Eriksen. I mean, the good question here is, yes, Big C, love how you think. Continue doing a great job. Like the thing. Bless up, man. I like that Arsenal Jamaica badge as well. That's good, man. What I would say here is, you know, would we be better off not just saying, register Mesut Ozil in January, sell Granit Xhaka and get the cash, and then go and buy somebody else, or Szoboszlai. They're talking about Szoboszlai at £25 million. So would you not be better off selling Granit Xhaka? Granit Xhaka was linked with Hertha Berlin last January, and he wasn't even in good form at the time. He finished the season quite well for Arsenal. So I think Granit would go for 20 to 25 million. Do we get Eriksen on loan? Would you take him on loan and have a look and see how it works out? That could be an option. Curtis, first time on your channel or any channel, we agree on 99% of the Arsenal issues. Been an Arsenal fan 38 years now. Keep it up, blood. Big up, Imperial Rastaman Farai. Appreciate the comment. First time on the channel. Anyone who's on here for the first time, hit that like button if you like what you see and what you hear. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I am uploading pretty much daily at the moment. So there'll be lots of content on here. Obviously, we'll be doing the watch along on the weekend of Arsenal against Leeds. Sell Granit, get Eriksen on loan. Yeah, I think Eriksen on loan would be all right, man, just to have a look. I think that Szoboszlai is good. Swap for Said. Yeah, I mean, I don't think a team in that league would be able to afford his wages. He's on 100 grand a week, Kolasinac. Xhaka has to go no matter what. I agree with that, man. Big up Curtis and Arteta out. Ooh, don't lead me up that path, man. I'm not quite Arteta out yet, but don't get me wrong. I'm 3 or 4 games away from that point. Everyone hit that like button. Yeah, big up, man. Everyone hit that like button. Get the content shared and let's see what we can do. I mean, Christian Eriksen's on around £100,000 a week. Let's have a quick look at the story and just see what the tabloids are saying. It is coming from the Italian press, Corriere dello Sport. I'm saying here, Arsenal offered Christian Eriksen in swap transfer for Granit Xhaka as Inter looked to offload ex-Tottenham flop. Arsenal could bring Christian Eriksen back to North London in a swap deal involving Granit Xhaka. Inter Milan are considering selling the Dane only a year after signing him from Tottenham. Eriksen, of course, who scored the winner for Denmark midweek. According to Corriere dello Sport, Eriksen will be put up for sale in January unless he can pull a considerable turnaround under coach Conte. The pair of sparked to war of words, blah, blah, blah. He started just 12 times since joining them. He's yet to register a goal or an assist in the 2021 season. One idea is a swap with Granit Xhaka. Conte wanted to bring in a defensive midfielder. Their first choice, N'Golo Kante, is not available. Xhaka is seen as a good alternative. I think Xhaka would do all right in Italy. I got to be honest, he's definitely not the answer for Arsenal. But I do think that he'd be half decent in Italy. John is definitely not happy. Eriksen, F off. We ain't winning anything for years. I mean, Eriksen is probably a better creator than what we've got right now. We got to keep it 100, man. We're all moaning about creativity. Oh, we need creativity, but Eriksen is 28, and I do think we need to get a younger, more energetic creative player in, if I'm honest. I would rather we went for Szoboszlai or somebody different. I would rather sell Granit Xhaka and buy a more longer-term replacement. Eriksen's on £100,000 a week after tax. He's going to want more to come to Arsenal. So to me, yeah, it's not ideal. I can understand people will look at the headline and go, Granit Xhaka, I'd get rid of him for Eriksen. Eriksen's far better than Granit Xhaka. I'm just thinking that we could get somebody a little more suitable. I think if Arteta wants to high press, high energy, high intensity, I'm not sure that Christian Eriksen is the ideal player for that. He's kind of that old school number 10 like Mesut Ozil, and I think those kind of players are kind of coming out of the game now. As Adam's saying here, why not give Emile Smith-Rowe a chance? I don't understand why he's had so little game time this season. How much is Xhaka worth? I still think Xhaka's worth 20 to 25. I'd take 20 for him, I got to be honest. He is the Swiss captain. I think he's only 26 or something at the moment. I think he'd do all right in a different league. But we got to think more long term. Why not Ronaldo? If only, bro. If only. I'd still take Ronaldo now. Surely Xhaka is worth 35 mil. I don't think you'd get 35 million for him. I got to be honest. I don't think we'd get our money back. Eriksen played 305 games for Spurs, scoring 69 goals, claiming 89 assists during a 7-year spell. Decent numbers, but we have to act like a big club and splash the cash. I think we definitely have to go and get somebody in January. I know the club are talking about the business we're going to do in the summer, and we're already lining up players for the summer, but Xhaka is 28. Wow, I mean, geez, that makes things a little different. He's definitely not worth 35 million. You know, I'd take 20 for him at this stage, I've got to be honest. We need a worldie just behind Aubameyang. Would you spend 100 million on Grealish? I mean, number one, we ain't going to spend 100 mil. I don't think I would pay 100 million for Grealish. I think he's a fantastic player. I'd pay 70 for him. I don't think I'd pay 100. Got to be honest. Bless up Big C. Xhaka ain't worth ish. You're damn right, man. He told the fans what he thought about them. That's for sure. Loving the content, brother. Smash the likes. Thank you very much. Appreciate all you guys' support. This was made up because the press know that Arsenal fans will react to anything. This is what happens in the slow international break. It is true. You know, headlines are written. Sometimes you have to take them with a pinch of salt. But then you can't ignore them because sometimes, you know, I remember when we was being linked with Pepe, 70 million. People were going, don't even report that. Well, as if Arsenal are going to spend 70 million. 2 weeks later, we signed him. So you can't ignore it either. Xhaka is valued around 25 million on transfer market. Again, I would take that. I'd take Snickers bar and some Tic Tacs for Xhaka. Grealish would be our best player. I mean, he'd be him and Aubameyang, Thomas Partey, them three definitely. Curtis, what do you think of Luca Pellegrini of Roma? I think Pellegrini is decent. I think Arsenal were linked with him about a year ago when Unai Emery was the manager. Xhaka for Eriksen, come on, bro. What do people think about that deal? I mean, a lot of mixed opinions. Some people saying do it. They still rate Eriksen. Some people saying he's 28. He hasn't done much for 2 years. He's kind of washed up. Where do you stand on that? I think most people would just be happy to get Granit Xhaka out the door. That's the thing. How are you doing, Curtis? Channel is moving forward quick, mate. Fair play. Always agree with your opinion. Xhaka swap for Eriksen is a no-brainer. Big up, Samuel. Thank you for your support. As I say, I don't mind if people agree or disagree with my opinion. Just be constructive. We don't need to be abusive. That's all I ever say, man. Curtis, let the board not cover themselves with a swap deal. Register back Ozil, sell Xhaka, and get in the preferred option. I do tend to agree with that. You know, I think we should be getting a younger, more energetic attacking midfielder. I would probably rather sell Granit Xhaka and buy someone else. Big up C, thank you very much, even though your badge is a little controversial. But listen, all football fans welcome on this channel, man. We can debate. And of course, we play Tottenham in a few weeks. Oh, it's going to be a big game. Sanchez back to Arsenal. Inter Milan swap. Sanchez, man, you've burnt your bridges with Arsenal, unfortunately. That will never happen. What do you think of us being linked to Ousmane Dembele? I mean, we're linked to Ousmane Dembele all the time. We've been linked with this guy so many times. I don't see that deal ever happening, if I'm honest. You know, clearly Barcelona are looking to recoup cash. We should still try and go for Coutinho. I would take Coutinho on loan. If you're talking permanent deal, he's on 250 grand a week. I don't think I'd be looking to do it as a permanent. I think that would put us in another potential Mesut Ozil situation where you're thinking in a year or two, this guy's wages are hamstringing us. I'm an Arsenal fan. My brother changed it. He's done you dirty there, bro. He's done you dirty. You need to get that changed. Let's see what you guys are saying. Arsenal releasing an old player to bring in an equally old player shows a lack of direction. Releasing Mkhitaryan for Willian, now Xhaka for Eriksen, is a joke. You make a great point there, Errol. You know, Mkhitaryan, we worked hard to get him off the wage bill. He's old, he's washed up, he's not the player we need. And we go and splash them wages on Willian and we're back to square one. And actually, you could say we're in a worse position because Mkhitaryan, he had a year left on his deal. You've now got Willian on 3 years. So that's a fantastic point. Big up, Peter. Thank you very much for your super chat. He says, mate, you asked the other day about Ings. He flopped at Liverpool. That's why he's at Southampton. Not us. Please give your thoughts. Big up, C. Always here. Thank you very much, Peter. No, I was suggesting, everyone was slagging off Lacazette. I think a lot of Arsenal fans feel Lacazette's time at the club is up. We possibly need to move in a different direction in terms of strikers. I was looking around Europe. I'm saying, okay, everyone rates this Edouard so highly for scoring goals in Scotland. But Danny Ings is banging goals in the Premier League. Now, I know people will use he didn't work at Liverpool, so, maybe he doesn't work at a big club. But sometimes you go somewhere, it doesn't work. You kind of go somewhere, rejuvenate yourself, then go. I think Danny Ings, as somebody to go and play alongside Aubameyang or as backup for him, I think he would be decent. You make a great point, though. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your super chat, Peter. A great point here. He was injured a lot at Liverpool. I believe he's had 1 or 2 big knee injuries. And Southampton, with him being an England international, they wouldn't sell him for cheap. So, look, for me, I'd like Memphis Depay. Honestly, I think Depay would be a good player. I think he can play behind Aubameyang. He can play off the wing. He hasn't got long left on his contract, I believe. But again, when I think about it, Memphis Depay had a serious knee injury as well. So maybe Odsonne Edouard is the one to go for. I'd bring in Edouard, such a complete player. You always have that worry sometimes that, without being disrespectful, you go, well, he's doing it in Scotland. Can he do that in the Premier League? We've seen Scott Sinclair in the Premier League not really doing anything. He went to Scotland and he was like Ronaldo up there. He was tearing the league to bits. So, but I would take a chance on Edouard. He looks like a live wire. I'd rather take Britney Spears than keep Xhaka. I think we're all had enough of Xhaka, man. I'm telling you. That's for sure. Memphis going to Barca. Yeah, I think they lined that deal up. I'm surprised that deal didn't happen in the summer. Depay out of contract 2021. I mean, if that's true, I'm sorry, I'd be trying to sign him in January because you surely would get him for peanuts. If he's out of contract 2021, you probably get him for 10 or 15 million all day. And I would still take a chance on him. Aouar or Eriksen, what is your choice? Got to be Aouar. Younger, has been producing as well. Curtis, what's your prediction for the Leeds match? Or are you saving that for the preview? I see them running. I think personally we'll win. I'm not just saying that either. I think we'll grind out a win. I don't think it'll be convincing. I will do a preview later on in the week. I see you got Jose Mourinho there on your picture and thing. Old Jose, just imagine he could have been our manager. But listen, this needs to be the rebirth of Arsenal this week. This needs to be the time. I was saying this yesterday to somebody about when Antonio Conte was the Chelsea manager and we beat him at the Emirates. And they were wide open in that game. And after that, he changed his formation. He went to the 3 at the back. I think he said, look, they're too open. And they ended up winning the title. You know what I mean? So this needs to be the point where Arteta says, look, this ain't working. I've got to change. If he doesn't, it's going to be problems. If he does, then maybe we got a chance. Depay is not a bad shout, especially if he's cheap. Xhaka for 25 mil, then gets Szoboszlai from Salzburg for 25 mil release clause. Totally agree with that. That's what I would be doing. Take Buendia. What do you guys think about Buendia? I mean, he had fantastic stats last season. I'm really surprised that no one went for him in the summer. 4th highest creator of chances in the Premier League last season. Calvin Phillips to Arsenal could happen from Leeds. I do rate him. I do rate Calvin Phillips. I'm sure we'll see at the weekend. Hopefully he doesn't do too well. Arsenal have to bounce back with a win. Have to. Memphis Depay has that play style like old Alexis Sanchez. And wow. I mean, anyone that's anywhere like Alexis Sanchez would be great. Being a Scottish Gooner, the players in our main league don't get the credit they deserve. Look at Tierney, Van Dijk, Robertson, Edouard would be a good replacement. He certainly can't be worse than Lacazette. Thank you for your insight, Callum. I wasn't even being disrespectful. I'm just saying you've named players there that have definitely worked. But on the flip side, you can say, Scott Brown is highly rated. He came to England. He wasn't great. Samaras was pretty poor in England. He went to Scotland, Scott Sinclair. But I do get it. Van Dijk's the best centre-back in the world. He came from Scotland. Tierney, Robertson, Edouard. So thank you for your insight on Edouard. A few people who watch the Scottish League have said to me, look, he will give you more than Lacazette. And that's enough for me. Roy says, blessings from Trinidad, Big C. I'd go for broke, really, and look for the likes of Szoboszlai, Aouar, or even Haaland after getting rid of some players. I mean, Haaland has that 60 million release clause this summer. I think somebody will go for him. What changes would you want to see after the break? I want to see a change of formation, and I want to see a change of emphasis, you know. I want to see him play on the front foot and be more attacking. Scott Brown never came to England. What I actually meant, sorry, I didn't even mean that he came to England. I remember when Joey Barton went to Rangers and he was talking about Scott Brown, saying he's basically the highest rated midfield player in Scotland. And he was saying, you know, he's nothing special. He's probably championship level in England. So that's what I meant. Like, you know, if you're rating a guy like that as the highest rated midfielder in the league and they're saying he's not even Premier League level, you know, I want to see some shots. It's true. We just don't shoot enough. Honestly, Big C, what has happened to Lacazette? He was the guy in Lyon, bro. That guy in the French league was ferocious. I was excited when we signed him. I looked at his goal record and I thought, that is what we need. You know, this guy's going to score 20 league goals a season, and it just hasn't worked. Just hasn't worked. I think he lacks the intensity. I think he lacks the pace. And I just don't think it's worked for him, which is unfortunate. If you would like some insight on the Belgium league, I'm your guy. I'm going to keep you in mind, bro. I'm going to keep you in mind. I remember when we was linked with, was it Jonathan David? And there was a guy who was messaging me about him saying that Arsenal should go for him. Of course, he went to the French league, I believe. Any gems over there in Belgium that we should be looking out for? Good video, mate. Thank you very much, Daniel. Yo, Curtis, hope you're good. Xhaka for Coutinho would be a better swap, yeah, but are Barcelona going to take Xhaka? I don't think so, mate. I just remembered, didn't we buy some kid named Henry or something like that? Yeah, I know what you mean. No, I think he went to Everton in the end. I'm pretty sure he went to Everton. We didn't actually get him. Curtis, imagine the spelling errors on the shirts when Dominic Szoboszlai signs. Yeah, half the people probably wouldn't be able to say his name properly or anything. Brown is a tough guy. He's not technically great, but a great leader. And when Celtic have done all right in the Champions League against better teams, he has done a job. Fair enough. I mean, he does look like an animal, to be fair. Hit the like button. Yeah, big up, man. Thank you very much. Hit the like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Jonathan David hasn't scored this season in 10 games for a little while, and he was being hyped about a lot in that league. Curtis, when I watch Edouard, he looks special. He's 6'2", but he's more a player that likes the ball at his feet, and running with the ball is finishing his class. I think someone's going to go for him this summer. I do think Arsenal will. Bring Robbie on. Robbie will be on this week, so look out for that. I'm not sure what day. I should be able to confirm that today, actually. Robbie, I'm going to try and get him on before the game on Sunday, but we need to talk about a few things, man. All this trust the process. What formation do you want to play when we get a cam? I'd like to see 4-2-3-1. I think you put somebody next to Partey in the two, probably Ceballos, or maybe Elneny in the games where you got to defend a bit more. You get your attacking midfielder, you get Xhaka and Pepe on the wings, you get Aubameyang through the middle. It's a no-brainer. Ainsley, Tierney, David Luiz, Gabriel at the back, Leno in goal, and we move. I think we could challenge. I think we'd really push for top four with that. Hey, fella, I'd personally take Eriksen over Xhaka in a heartbeat, as he knows the Premier League. He can pass, he can shoot, certainly can take a dead ball. He's a creative player no matter what you say. Cheers. Good point. Haaland would be perfect. Haaland, I think a lot of clubs will look for him. Big C, are you a fan of Southgate? Oh, no chance, bro. No chance. That guy, look at the attacking players that Gareth Southgate has got at his disposal. And the man's playing 7 defensive-minded players. Moving like Arteta, man. What's wrong with these modern managers don't want to attack? No international break till March. Thank you. We just can't take no more of this. You know, I can't take watching all these international games. They're so boring, you know? Quite a few prolific strikers come in this league and have been found out. Listen, this is the league of no forgiveness. You know, I remember Kesman and Forlan, you know, gunmen, goal scorers in other leagues, came to the Prem, couldn't hit a barn door. You know, Forlan went back to Spain and won the Golden Boot. This league ain't forgiving, man. Greetings from Chicago. Big up Tim Smith. I was on the fence with Lacazette when we bought him. He couldn't get a game for France ahead of Giroud at the time, and we wanted to improve on Giroud. I think a lot of it was Giroud was the target man, and he helped Griezmann. It's easier for Griezmann to play with Giroud than I think it is to play with Lacazette. What do you think about Victor Osimhen? He got a big price tag as he just signed for Napoli. I think he would like a big role in Arsenal. I mean, didn't they buy him this summer? Who did they buy him from? They bought him from Lille. I think this was the guy who was like Pepe's replacement kind of thing. I mean, he's only been in there for 1 year, I believe. Not even a year. So I don't think they'll move him on yet. He's very quick, though. He's a beast on FIFA as well. Modern managers are suspect. I just think these modern managers, they overthink sometimes. Is DT coming on? Maybe at some stage we'll get him. Respect, see, I would love to see more Brazilians from the Brazilian league brought in still. I think the problem sometimes is, you get this problem with the work permits. If they haven't played a lot of times for their national team, it's very difficult to get them into the Premier League. Zabitzer for Tottenham. Zabitzer's a decent player as well. Victor Osimhen is class. I do rate him. As I said, very quick, but I don't think they'll let him go yet. Christian Eriksen will be half the player Ozil was. Yeah, possibly. Hey, Curtis, which areas must fill in January? For me, I think get the creative player sorted out. Again, if we could get a centre-back, but it depends. Are the club going to spend big in January? I wouldn't expect more than one player in January, unless we can be crafty and get a couple of decent loans. We've got to manage the money right. We know there isn't a lot of money there. Yo, Curtis, did you get the PS5 or did it sell out in the UK? Do you know what? I didn't buy it when the pre-order came out. I think it's coming out this week, I believe, this Thursday. I will get it, but I'll wait. I'll wait maybe until Christmas. I'm not in a rush, to be honest. Thoughts on Almiron? Would you take him at Arsenal? No, not at the moment. I do think he's a decent player, but I wouldn't go for Almiron. We need to buy Edouard. A lot of people like him. I think we will take a chance on him in the summer. Hi, Curtis. How long would you give Arteta? I think I would like to give him till the end of the season, but if results... it's a tough one. I think he needs till the end of the season. I'm criticising him and I'm moaning, but he does need time. And I don't think Arsenal are that club that, as much as I'm not happy with Arteta, if we sacked him, I wouldn't trust the club to fix it. I honestly wouldn't. I don't think they would go and get an Allegri or someone like that and say, there's the money, go and sort it. They'll probably go for another cheap option. So I'll try and give him till the end of the season. But, if we keep losing games, that will become a lot shorter. Never buy the first batch of PS5s. Well, that's probably where the problems will be, man. Hoping I can get a PS5 on Thursday. People will be selling them for like double the price. The pie would be class next to Aubameyang. I think that one could work, man, honestly. And people saying he's out of contract to the end of the season. You wouldn't have to pay much for him in January. Is Edouard any better than Balogun? Well, I think he's a lot further down the line than that. Balogun has hardly played first-team football, so it's difficult to say how good he is. Big up Curtis, another real one. Big up Tony, I appreciate that. Thank you for your super chat, bro. Arsenal man, he said, Wenger has finished in the top 4 with worse teams than this. He has. It's funny to say, but I think Wenger would have possibly... I think Wenger would get very close, if not get in the top 4 with this squad, because he played on the front foot, Wenger. Maybe too much on the front foot. That was his problem. Would you take Poch over Arteta? I think Poch is a better manager at this moment. Despite not winning a trophy, I think he can build a team better. But we've got to give Arteta that time. Hopefully he becomes better. That's the only thing. There is a possibility we could lose the next 3 games. Leeds, Wolves and Spurs. Yeah, I suppose the flip side is we could win all 3. But it's not likely, though. I wouldn't bet on us winning all 3. Yo, Curtis, are you a Samsung or iPhone guy? I'm a Samsung when it comes to the phone, I like the Galaxies, man. And, you can get more apps. I know the iPhone's a little bit restricted. Szoboszlai, let's not forget this guy got 22 mil release clause at age 19. Big clubs looking at him. Scores goals, creating 2 or 3 years will be worth 78 million. Watch this space. I agree. I think we got to get him now. Why do we need to give him time? I mean, look, I'm not happy with Arteta. If you watch my content, you've seen me criticize him. Sometimes I've lost my head and gone crazy, especially during the watch-alongs. But I don't think he is the man. I don't think he is the man right now. But we've seen this with players before. You've signed a player, you've gone, yo, do you know what? I'm not convinced. 6 months down the line, he's settled, he's hit his form, and you've gone, all right, cool, I can see it now. So I'm looking at Arteta right now. I don't think at this moment he's a great manager. I'm not sure he's the answer. But he can become the answer. So that's my opinion. That is my opinion. Maybe he needs more time, or maybe he's just out of his depth, but time will tell. Who would you partner Partey with against Leeds on Sunday? I would play Dani Ceballos. I think get him on the ball, And obviously this brings me in nicely to my next story, which is very unfortunate. A bit of bad news as far as Arsenal and as far as, general health is concerned. Mohamed Elneny, Arsenal midfielder, isolating in Egypt after positive COVID test. Mohamed Elneny tested positive after arriving in Togo with the Egypt squad ahead of Tuesday's African Cup of Nations qualifier. The midfielder is showing no symptoms. Arsenal in contact with Elneny and the Egyptian FA. The midfielder shows no symptoms and is now back in Cairo. He will isolate for 14 days. Get well soon, Mohamed Elneny. Of course, Mo Salah as well also tested positive. I mean, this situation is crazy that these players are, having to travel around and go to all these countries during an international break. It's not good. It's not good. 3 international games during a break. It used to be 2. 3 games now. Some of them are just pointless. Some of them are friendlies and stuff. During a pandemic, you should not be playing friendlies for your country, man. If you've got qualifiers, then maybe it's necessary, but it's just crazy at the moment. These guys are really getting stretched, and a lot of players, I think, like someone said earlier, it's good that there isn't an international break until March. So get well soon, Mohamed Elneny, and hopefully in 14 days he'll be back healthy and rearing to go, as he has done fairly well this season. Big up from Berlin, Curtis. Thank you very much, James. Hopefully Elneny stays well. Let's hope so. Arteta bottled it via Olympiacos. I agree with that, mate. I was at that game. What a nightmare. Isolating in Cairo. Yeah. Glenn said, I got the feeling Big C is actively avoiding my messages. There you go, Glenn. No avoiding, bro. Curtis, how do we get hold of you other than on YouTube? Check me on Twitter, bro. Curtis Shaw 9. I'm on there. I'm on Insta as well. Curtis Shaw 9. If you wanna hit me up with the messages. Why are we not playing attacking football no more, bro? That's the question I've been asking for about 6 or 7 weeks. Too much defensive football, worrying about everyone else, man. It don't make sense. We need to start Pepe. Totally agree with that. Like the ting. Come on, man. Listen to Nikos, man. Like the ting. Subscribe if you haven't already. Nearly 500 of you watching right now. Thank you very much. Hey, Curtis, which team outside of the top 6 do you think can win the league this season? I suppose Man City. They're outside the top 6. I think it's Liverpool again. I think they're favourites to win it. I think Manchester City will be close. Maybe Chelsea and Tottenham, if they get stability. I don't think it's our time to challenge for it, unfortunately, which is a shame. But, hey, we got to wait our turn, I suppose. Laka seems to have lost his legs. He doesn't have the pace. He's carrying a bit of weight. At Lyon, he was quick and sharp. Other than the odd screamer, Laka's goals or tap-ins, time to part ways. I agree. I think he has lost the pace that he did have. Who would you send out on loan, brother? I would send Eddie and Nketiah out on loan. For me, he needs game time. I think Reece Nelson could go out on loan as well. Smith Rowe, I'd like to see given a bit of a chance. And also Joe Willock, I think, could get a bit of a chance as well. So yeah, they're probably the ones. Would you take Zidane if he parts with Madrid? And do you think he can get the best out of Laka and Guendouzi? Zidane, I mean, it's difficult. He's done a great job at Real, but let's face it, you were working with superstars, man. You're working with scraps at Arsenal. I'm not sure. It's a difficult one. I'd love to because I loved him as a player and he's been successful as a manager, but can he work with a lesser team? Like the ting, Curtis, keep up the good work, broski. Thank you very much, bro. Let's see what you guys are saying. I'll be on for about another 10 minutes. Big up, Curtis. Watch your streams all the time. You speak the real talk. Thank you very much, Jamie, man. Try. So all you can do is try, man. You know Arsenal is frustrating, and a lot of people disagree a lot of the time in the Arsenal fan base. Too much waste time in the club fan. Bro, who's making the decisions? This is what I always ask. Like, there's more questions than answers at Arsenal right now. And we want to know what's going on. I want to know why we waited 1 year for Saliba to come back from a loan and the guy is not playing. And yet you've got Rob Holding, who's been at the club for years, Rob Holding's not good enough. You know, if we want to get back in the top 4, you can't play Rob Holding 38 games and make top 4. He's going to get ripped. Yeah, he'll give you 3 or 4 good games in a row and then he'll have a couple of bad games. So give this guy a chance, man. Give Saliba a chance. Give Pepe a chance. Give Willock a chance. Give Ceballos a run. He finished the season well. You know, change the formation. Play Tierney at left back. Tierney and Xhaka for me on that left-hand side. I think they'll have a great partnership. I can see it. Give them a chance. Big up, Curtis. What would you rate Ozil's career out of 10 at Arsenal? And are you from up north? I'm from Nottingham originally, bro. I'm a Midlands boy. I would rate Ozil as 5 or 6. I think the first few years he was really good. The last few years he's been really bad. So it's a bit of a 50-50, really. Would you take Simeone as manager? I just don't like the football he plays. But he is a great manager, so it'd be hard to turn him down. Rob Bolding out. Oh, dear. Rob Bolding, you know. People are onto him. Curtis, love your channel from a Spurs fan. Been following you from day dot. Yo, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. I want to make this open to all football fans, man. It isn't just Arsenal. I know we talk predominantly Arsenal, but I wanna make it, talk about a lot more things that are happening in the football world. Thank you for your support. Agreed, man. Arteta, Arsenal need a top manager. Yeah, I think so. This was my point before. If you have an option to get Mourinho, Ancelotti, Allegri, Pochettino, those 4 managers all available, and you get Mikel Arteta, you can't tell me that he's better than those 4 managers. You know, clearly they got him. All right, maybe he's a great coach. Clearly they got him. He's easier to control, easier to manipulate. His wages are going to be cheaper. His demands are going to be much less. You had those 4 managers out of work and you went for Arteta. Come on. We know what's going off here, man. This is Arsenal. This is the Kroenkes. We know how they operate. They're always looking for shortcuts, man. It is what it is. Curtis is from Nottingham, same here, and still lives in Nottingham. Are you a Forest fan too? Do you know what? That's my hometown club, innit? So I always look out for their results. I always want them to win. So yeah, in that sense, they're like my second team, if you like. But I'm a Gooner. Hey Curtis, how did you become an Arsenal fan? To be honest, as a young striker growing up, it was Ian Wright. That was the striker that I was just drawn to when I was a youngster. He had so much quality and he had a lot of personality and charisma, and it drew me to Arsenal. I love Bergkamp. I love Nicolas Anelka as well. I got to be honest, Anelka doesn't get talked about much at Arsenal, but the guy's a fantastic player. He was electric at Arsenal, man. One of the fastest players I've ever seen play for Arsenal. I've seen him live a couple of times, and he actually looked quicker on the pitch than Henry looked. I don't know whether he was quicker, but he definitely looked quicker. So those guys sort of drew me to Arsenal and Wenger and the football. Edouard is very talented, man, well-rounded player. There are a lot of people singing high praise for Edouard, so I think Arsenal, they've been linked with him. So, if they rate him, let's get it done. Thank you for the super chat, Arsenal man. He said, Arteta thrown Guendouzi out. He should have given another chance. Why he sticks with Xhaka, the worst player? I'm Arteta out. Wow. I mean, I have seen Hertha Berlin were talking about Guendouzi today, saying how happy they are with him and how, they're already considering buying him at the end of the season. So, it'd be interesting what happens. If Guendouzi has a good season, do you bring him back? I would consider bringing him back, I got to be honest. Daily Soccer said, do you think Arsenal can beat Liverpool this season? I mean, yeah, we play them at home later in the season, and I think we can. I think we can beat them, but it'll be difficult. But of course, no Van Dijk. 1-1 said, I haven't seen Mourinho build a team with no budget over a long-term build and be successful. Haven't seen Ancelotti do that either. Horses for courses. One thing I will say, if you look at Mourinho this summer, he spent less than Arsenal, and he's bought a right back, a left back, a centre midfielder, a right winger, and a striker. 5 players having spent less than Arsenal. So he's plugged a lot of positions there that they needed. So I think this is one of the first big tests to see how he does without loads of money. Would you rather win £5 million or Arsenal win the treble? Listen, Arsenal, I love you, man, but man, need that 5 mil right now. It's a pandemic, bro. I'll put 10 grand back into the club, man. I'll buy loads of merch. That's the best you can get. I'd love us to win the treble, but 5 mil, let's be real. Guendouzi is class, but won't come back. I mean, he's looked good over there in Germany, but I just don't think Arteta will give him the opportunity to come back. He seems so intent on. He just doesn't seem to like him. Curtis just got here. Xhaka for Eriksen. Prayers have been heard. Swap him for anyone. Big up, Daniel. Love the Rasta man lion picture you have there as well. I think more people are just saying, do you know what? If we can get Granit Xhaka out the door, get rid of the boy, man, and take someone in for him, I think it's one of them. Love listening to you, Turkish and Lee. You all keep it real. I'm a Spurs fan, but also a footy fan, and love listening to opinions of opposition fans. You guys keep it real. Thank you very much. As I said, I appreciate other fans coming on here as well and giving their opinions. Yo, Curtis, big up Abdi. Hope you're well. AFC all the way, man. Let's go, Paul. Curtis, would you rather Arsenal win the league or Spurs get relegated? It's got to be Arsenal win the league, man. I always say in life, concentrate on, your own self before you look at other people's downfall. Both would be good. You know what is, though? I think sometimes you need the top teams around each other for that battle. I think it's good to have the best teams at the top for that rivalry. So why don't we keep our 3-4-3, but instead of our wingers, move them into wide cams like all other teams do? Why waste players like Pepe and Aubameyang out wide and create nothing in the middle? I think we all just want to see something different, And like you said, we're using Aubameyang as an out-and-out winger. The man's on the touchline, running up and down, putting crosses in with his left foot. It's crazy, man. Do you think Liverpool should buy Koulibaly? I think Koulibaly and Van Dijk would be pretty awesome. I mean, I think he's 29 now, Koulibaly. He would cost a lot of money. I don't think Liverpool will buy him. I think they'll look for somebody a little bit younger, but he would be amazing. I'm really surprised no one signed him, to be honest. Marvel said, love your content. I don't get to watch enough. What's your thoughts on Ozil? Love from Yard. Big up, bro. Ozil, for me, I've said before, if they wanted him out, they should have got rid of him in the summer. They should have paid him up and got him out the door. But once that window closes and you haven't moved him on, you've got to register him in the squad for me. I don't care what anyone says, There was room for him to be in this squad this season. If you couldn't get rid of him, use him. Don't play him every week. Bring him on some games, start him some games. You're paying the guy 350k a week. Get something out of him and then move him on at the end of the season, man. Would you sack Arteta if we finish 5th or below and win nothing? I think if he finishes 5th and wins nothing, he's failed, ultimately. I think the aim has to be to get back in the Champions League. I think if he finishes outside the top four, you've got his job's on the line. So I probably would. If you can get another top manager, if there ain't no top managers available, then maybe not. But if you can get someone quality, then yeah, I'm moving him. I think he has to get Champions League. I honestly do. Got to get to work. Love the live, bro. Hey, big up, man. Thank you very much. Make sure you've all subscribed. Keep hitting me up with that Belgium League content, man. I need to know these things. I need to know any gems, any players we need to look out for. Curtis, I miss the old school Arsenal United rivalry. Never seen anything like it in the Prem. Honestly, I know people say United Liverpool is the biggest. For me, growing up, that Arsenal Man United rivalry, best I've ever seen in the Premier League ever. That rivalry, that Wenger Ferguson, Henri Van Nistelrooy, Keane Vieira, that was the best. Two giants, two great football teams going toe to toe. That was the best I've ever seen, man. Them games were so exciting. Curtis, if you were in Arteta's shoes and you have a guy like Ozil in the squad who refuses to press and put in the effort that is needed in training and is required of every player, how will you handle it? First of all, I've said before, I'm not obsessed with players being crazy hard workers in training. I think every player has his own thing in training. Some players run through brick walls in training. Some just get through the session. I need to see more. What can I get out of you on the pitch? And I think if you've got runners and ball winners around Mesut Ozil, we could have still got something out of him. As you know, I am not Arteta's biggest fan, and I'm not Ozil's biggest fan. But I still look at situations logically, and I think he would have been more use in the squad than out of the squad. That's just my opinion. Big Omar, he said, Eriksen hasn't done great at Inter, but I would take him in a swap with Xhaka all day. I think people more are just looking at, listen, get rid of that boy, Granit Xhaka, man. I think people have had enough of him now. He's been at the club a long time and has done nothing, in my opinion. Who do you think is better, Messi or Ronaldo? This question is so difficult because if you're just saying really who is better, it's Messi, isn't it? Messi is he's different level to Ronaldo. Ronaldo is more of a moments player. He has them big moments. Messi actually bosses games, which is more difficult. So I think you got to say Messi, but I'll always give Ronaldo that credit of you've done it in Spain, you're doing it in Italy, you've done it in the Prem. Messi never left that kind of comfort zone of Barcelona. So if you're asking me who the better footballer is, though, I've got to say Messi, man, to be fair. But Ronaldo doing it in 3 leagues, winning an international trophy. But Messi's the better footballer, let's be honest. The thing is, Arsenal don't have a strategy to play at home. Bro, it's true. It's true. You can't use the same tactics for every game. You can't say 5 at the back and counter-attack. Where's your speed of transition? You've got to get the ball forward quick if you're going to play like that. Look at the way Aston Villa counter-attacked us. They were exploding. You know, it's crazy, man. It's absolutely mad. And it's getting boring, I'll be honest. It's really getting boring watching Arsenal. I want to see a new Arsenal this weekend, man. Hi, Curtis. How long do you think Aubameyang will be able to perform to the standard he's been doing for the last 2 years? Honestly, keep playing him on the left, hugging the touchline. His career's going to fade because of the work rate that's necessary on the left. They've got to start playing him central. If you're going to play him left, you've got to play him coming off the touchline, being like a third striker, you know, not playing as an out-and-out winger. So he can perform for another couple of years if they use him properly. Carrington Blunt saying Messi, Messi, Messi. Yeah, man, Messi's unreal. Fuzzy said, what I love about your channel is that you interact with your followers, read as many comments as you can, which other channels don't do. That was always my intention, bro. You know, having watched a lot of channels myself, I know it's great when people interact with their subscribers and people commenting. That was always my intention when I set this channel up. I want to make it about you guys rather than about myself. I would take Ozil in the squad over Eriksen. Swap Xhaka with any other player, but not Eriksen. You're not happy with the Eriksen swap. Shout 4-3-3 at home. Yeah, 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. There's similar variations of the same formation, really. But definitely, man, Tierney and Saka, that's your left-hand side sorted. 2 natural left footers, pace, energetic. That partnership to me can work wonders, you know. And then go Ainsley and Pepe on the right. That's what I'm looking at. You're right, bro, Adam. Aubameyang is currently playing left wing back. He is. Afternoon, Curtis. Arsenal have not got enough versatility in the squad. Too many of the players are too similar. We've been like that for a long time, you know. Been like that for a long time. If we don't get our or Szoboszlai, I would take Eriksen. Eriksen is better than nothing. Please read Curtis. There you go, man. I've read it. He is better than nothing. If we can't get our or Szoboszlai, he is better, but he's not the front of the queue answer, that's for certain. Oh, the Tyranno Cristiano Ronaldo. Listen, man, I knew this guy would start trolling, you know. Big up my boy, Turkish London TV. Go subscribe to Turkish. Brilliant channel. Good friend of mine. We got to do a show together soon. That's a must. Arda Turan was a baller, man. I remember he was close to Arsenal a couple of times. Atletico Madrid, and then he went Barcelona. A few times I saw his link with him. That guy was a baller, though, still. Man like Arda Turan and you know, charisma and them, man, they're mad technical ability, but never really had the career that their ability should have. But great footballers, man. Natural talents. Big up Ricky with a super chat. Thank you very much, bro. He said, to be honest, Xhaka for Eriksen is slow for slower, but typical Arsenal, the cheaper, the better. Our weakness is transition. It's slow. City play fast pace, even in possession. We need faster players. I think you make a great point there, bro. We need players with energy who can press and move the ball from defence to attack quickly. Eriksen is another. He's going to want to slow the game down and get on the ball. Listen, he's a good player. There's no doubt he's still a good player, but I think we want a different style from that. He's in that old school number 10 role, like kind of where Ozil plays. So, okay, people are going to look at it and say, Eriksen for Xhaka, I'll take that because Xhaka's washed up. He's not good enough. But I think we should sell Xhaka and buy a replacement that suits us better. Thank you very much for that, Ricky. Let's read a few more comments. Sell Xhaka, Lacazette and buy. Sell them both, yeah, because you could, you know, if you sold them, how much would you get for Xhaka and Lacazette? 50 mil possibly for the both? 25 mil a piece? What about a winger after we get two midfielders? If Willian plays like this, we must buy a winger. I would move Willian central into the 10 or just bench him. You know, I'm certainly not starting him right wing, that's for certain. Nagelsmann and Mönchengladbach coach and other options. As I said, you know, Poch is out of work, Allegri's out of work. They are options in that sense. Eriksen on loan. I wouldn't mind taking him on loan if you didn't have to commit to the deal. Big up Curtis. If Arteta won the Europa League and one of the FA Cup or Carabao Cup but didn't get top four, would you keep him? I would. I think I would keep him because that's still Champions League football. Do it now would be amazing. I think people are tired of Granit Xhaka, man. That's for certain. I'm tired of loans and swaps. It plasters over problems rather than solve anything. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They're short-term fixes, aren't they? You know, we need major surgery rather than just patching things up. You saw with Cedric Suarez and guys like that, man. It never solved any issue, did it? They were just short-term little patch-up jobs, man. Sometimes you got to fix the problem. Arsenal should look at Belgian midfielder Yannick Carrasco. I mean, we nearly signed him when Emery was it. I think he had talks with the club and everything when he was playing in China and he wanted to come back, and then he ended up going to, in fact, yeah, he went back to Atletico Madrid. So, yeah, I think we missed that boat. I think we missed that one. Big up Anthony Williams says, keep hitting the likes, guys. Support the thing. Big up. Don't forget subscribe if you haven't already. Bless up Curtis. Would the option of two creative midfielders be good for Arsenal if we sell Xhaka and Ozil leaves? Possibly. One of them would have to have a lot of energy because you don't want to leave Partey by himself. You've definitely got to get one who can run up and down and maybe one who gets on the ball. We need a right back ASAP. Yeah, I think we do. I don't think Hector Bellerin is the long-term solution. I've said for a long time, I'm not a big fan of him. If you were in Messi's shoes, would you stay at Barcelona? I wouldn't. I honestly wouldn't. I think that whole Barcelona thing is done for Messi now. Go and explore something else. You know, they keep changing manager. They're struggling again. They've lost El Clasico at home. I think they're 4th, 5th in the league. Go to Man City, man. Reunite with Pep. You get the biggest wage probably in the history of football, the biggest signing on fee. play in the Prem for a couple of years. I believe the deal City want to give him is 2 years at Man City and then 2 years in America with New York City, the team that Manchester City owns. So, nah, if I'm Messi, I'm moving on, man. Go and explore something else. Omar says Curtis Bamford will turn into prime R9 on Sunday. It'll be typical, won't it? It will be typical. Bamford, a guy who they, was trying to play Eddie and Nketiah over. Grealish and Zaha in the same team. Oh, you'd love to see that. Even one of them right now I'd be happy with at Arsenal. People saying Carrasco, asking if we need 2 creative midfielders. It's all mad. Wake up, please. Carrasco is not good enough for what we want as fans and what we need 3 midfielders, not just 2. I think the Carrasco boat has sailed, man, I think these guys are just names now. These guys are literally just names. Big up Turkish from a Spurs fan. That's from Fuzzy. Yeah, these guys are just names. We need long-term solutions. We need players who are on the up, who are getting better and better. You look at Grealish and you're like, right, that's someone we should be going for. Zaha's a player that I've wanted us to sign for a few years, but for some reason, we didn't put the money down when it was there, man. Big up Curtis. I think the idea of sticking with a club for one's entire career is often underlooked, especially when it's Messi. I hear you, because I think it is great for players to stay at a club, but also I think sometimes it runs its course. But I think Messi will probably stay at Barcelona for his career, to be honest. I don't think he will come to the Premier League, even though there is a lot of talk of it. I think they'll probably convince him. 1-1 says, Carrasco isn't very good. I agree. He wasn't that good when we were linked with him before, and he hasn't been decent for a long time. Then man will just come to Arsenal and get 100 grand a week and chill. You know what that is already. Eriksen plus 10 million for Xhaka would be a good deal for Arsenal. I'm not sure they're going to pay 10 million on top, especially as I didn't realise Xhaka was as old as that. I thought he was younger. Grealish to Arsenal. Everyone's screaming this now, but the problem is, the guy's on fire, so his price is just going to get higher and higher. It'll be more difficult to get. And let's face it, there are better teams than Arsenal in the Premier League that will probably go for him as well. And that's our problem. That's our problem. We're not sitting at the top table right now. We got to be honest. We get players usually based on circumstances. Swap Curtis for Messi. Listen, I'll go Barca. Let him come to Arsenal. I don't mind. If you look at it, we usually sign players based on circumstances. We signed Aubameyang because in that January, just before, he had a major fallout with the club. And he was just like, that's it, I'm done. I'm rebelling. I want out. Arsenal were there with money because that previous summer we'd sold Oxlade-Chamberlain for 40 million. Sanchez was going. We needed a goal scorer. It fell in our hands. A lot of clubs, for some reason, decided not to buy Aubameyang. So it fell in our hands. Lacazette, he was going to Atletico Madrid. He'd agreed the deal. They got banned. It fell into our hands, fell into our hands. Nicolas Pepe, clubs walked away. He was linked with all these clubs. They heard the price, 70 million. They said, no, I'll leave it. I rate him. I don't view him as that. So we were left unopposed. In fact, we went toe-to-toe with Napoli, but we can get players over Napoli. Better wages, new modern stadium, multicultural city to live in, Premier League football. That's going to appeal to players. So again, the Pepe one kind of fell to us again. We don't often go to a club, storm down, kick the door down, say, yo, give me your best player, or give me that player who's one of your best players. There's the money. You can't say nothing about it. We don't really operate like that. We don't often go and just bully a player out of their club. It's happened to us many times. Van Persie, Nasri, Fabregas, Alexis Sanchez. When our players get moved, players come in and take them out of our club. Clubs come in, and just take them out of our club. So we need to operate like that. But unfortunately, we got to be honest. We love Arsenal Football Club, but we are not at the top table right now. Players would turn down Arsenal to go to some of these other clubs. And what we're having to do, we're having to use massive wages to convince players to come to us. And then you can end up in a mess because if players don't work out, you struggle to move them on because they go, well, actually, that guy's not that good and you're paying him a fortune. And then why do you think Mustafi is going to run down his contract? 35 million bought and going to leave for free. Granit Xhaka, 35 million. We'll be lucky if we get 20 back, 25. Lacazette, 50 million. We'll be lucky if we get 25. Do you know what I mean? Alexis Sanchez, 35 million. The guy was the best, probably the best winger in the Premier League the year before we sold him. He should have gone for 80 million probably. We swapped him for Mkhitaryan, and Mkhitaryan left for free. You know, we are the worst club when it comes to selling players out of these big teams. We don't make profit. So we have to change that. We have to start buying younger, hungry players with potential who, even if they're not great, you can move them on, which is why I think hopefully Guendouzi has a good year in Germany. And even if we don't bring him back, we can sell him in the summer. You know, he's the French under-21 captain. So Boslai, for me, is someone we should look at. Aouar, I think we may have missed the boat, I got to be honest, unless it falls into our hands, because he's not having a great season at the moment. So maybe a lot of the big clubs will walk away from him. Let's see what happens. It's going to be an interesting summer. We definitely need to recruit in January. I do think we need a right back. I think we need a centre back. And I think we need one, if not two, centre midfielders in the next 2 windows. And but I think it's a big season for Mikel Arteta. A lot of people are saying, you know, people are talking like this season's a bit of a write-off for him. Oh, just give him this time to develop. I think he needs to get Champions League football this season. I think this season's wide open. I think Man United have still got issues. They didn't have a great transfer window. They haven't got a great manager. Imagine if they got Poch. I think they're a different animal. Chelsea signed 7, 8 players. That's difficult. Transition, man. That's half a squad. That's half a, you know, more than half a team. That's difficult to adjust to. They're still unsettled. Manchester City don't look the same old City. They're in a bit of a transition. Aguero looks like he's fading, and I think they're going to go big in the summer. Liverpool have got a bit of an injury crisis. The top 4 is there to be got. Next season, it may be 10 times harder to get top 4. So I think Arsenal have to take the opportunity this season. They have to get Champions League this season. And yeah, I think Arteta, it's not a free hit this season as far as I'm concerned. Win that Europa League or get top 4, or I think your job's on the line, bro. This is top level football. Turkish, bro, I've got to go as we speak. I've got to do the school run, man. Apologies. Listen, hit me up, message me. As I said, we'll get it done this week. We'll get it done this week. Before Sunday, if possible. You know, we'll preview the game and everything. Hit me up. Big up everyone in the chat. Thank you very much for your brilliant comments. Great interaction the whole way through. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will be back on again tomorrow. Usually around 2 o'clock I like to come on. Maybe I'll try and get Turkish on for tomorrow. We'll break it down. Everything that's going off at Arsenal. As I said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Everyone take care. Be safe out there. It's a crazy world right now, man. I see Heady One and Tion Wayne fighting on the plane in Dubai, man. Things are going mad right now, man. The world's crazy right now. I'll be back tomorrow. Everyone take care, man. Stay safe. Bless.